I'm gonna show you some footage from what happened with Hurricane Milton yesterday, and it is a thing of devastating proportions. That storm that really battered the state of Florida. That was the third hurricane that came through that state, and hold on, I want to show you this clip from yesterday. Without further ado, let's get to it. DJ, spin that shit. Now, what you saw there was that storm surge that a lot of meteorologists and other people talk about when it comes to hurricanes. They're the most dangerous part of a hurricane. That was about 15 feet high from Hurricane Milton on yesterday. Unbelievable. We all know that hurricanes are more among the most powerful and destructive natural disasters, causing significant damage to infrastructure, landscapes, and other lives. When a hurricane has passed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the danger is over with. The aftermath can be that require caution, preparation, and knowledge to handle effectively. So we're going to talk about the steps to take after a hurricane has passed. We're going to focus on ensuring personal safety and assessing damage, seeking aid, along with beginning the recovery process. Okay. So, first thing, obviously, we have to prioritize safety, right? It's the primary concern. The condition can still be dangerous due to flooding, down power lines, structural damage, and other hazards. So, the first and most important step is to ensure that all your family members, pets, and anyone that might be under your watch or your safe. Now, we talked about floodwaters, as you saw on the video clip I showed, right? Um, it's one of the most significant dangers after the hurricane. It is important to avoid contact with floodwater, with sewage, chemicals, other hazardous materials, and in this case, in the state of Florida, wildlife, because it could be a snake in that water, it could be a gator in that water. You don't know what might be in that water. Floodwaters can also be deeper and more powerful, carrying debris and posing a drowning risk. And if you got down power lines, then that even further exacerbates the problem, because down power lines and water can create a shocking occurrence happen to be in those floodwaters. Never touch a fallen power line or come anywhere close to being in contact with it. Call the local authorities, wait for them to handle it. You evacuated, don't return home to authorities. Roads may be obstructed by debris. Buildings might be structurally unsound. Listen to local authorities or emergency management agencies for updates. Don't use the water, right? The water might be contaminated, right? Use bottled preparation if possible. Matter of fact, when you go to the store, that's like one of the first things that flies off the shelf. Once you're sure that everyone is safe, then it's time to assess the damage to your property. You got to do this cautiously and systematically to avoid injuries from other hazards. Before starting any cleanup or repairs, document the damage by taking photographs or videos of the property. This is important for insurance claims, and we're going to talk about insurance claims in a bit. Make sure to capture the interior and exterior views, showing all aspects and angles of. Examine your home for any structural damage, such as cracks in the foundation, cracks in the walls, or damage to the walls and or the roof. Look for any signs of shifting or compromised structures. If you notice any serious structural issues, leave the property immediately and contact a professional for an inspection. Inspect utility systems like your gas and your electricity and stuff like that. Check for signs of short circuits or damages. Plumbing for broken pipes or leaks. Check your gas line for leaks. If you suspect a leak, do not attempt to leave the property and call for emergency help. The aftermath of a hurricane can be overwhelming, especially if there's significant damage to your house or the community or the neighborhood. Seeking assistance from local authorities and relief can provide those essential needs for you. FEMA, they've been under the news for all the wrong reasons and all that. There was a lot of misinformation and other forms of disinformation out there. So contact FEMA, see what they can do for you. They should have that can provide you temporary housing, other forms of aid, whether it be food, water, medical supplies, and things of that nature, right? Apply for these as soon as possible, because the resources has the potential to be limited. Application may take, right? But you should be able to get some form of aid, right? And it doesn't help that we got politicians playing games with people's lives, right? Utilize shelters or other aid centers, right? As I talked about, the cleanup and repair process could be time consuming. It could be arduous. It could be physically or from a mental, but it can be done. So when you go into repair, preferably steel toe, long sleeves, and eye protection. This helps against injury from sharp other hazardous materials or contaminated water. Separate different types of metals and other hazmat or hazardous according to local guidelines. Avoid burning the debris because this may contain toxins that could be inhaled. Many communities arrange for debris pickup services following a major disaster. Um, Standing water can lead to mold growth and other structural damage, making the property uninhabitable. It is a wet dry vacs and other equipment access water and thoroughly dry out the affected areas using fans or dehumidifiers. While it may be tempted to perform some of these repairs, electrical and structural work should be less. Attempting to fix these issues without the proper knowledge or tools can be dangerous and potentials um, getting your insurance. So that way you can be after the storm has passed. Um, Cooperate with your adjuster, provide them any information requested. Also may be beneficial to get your own independent assessment to compare with the adjuster's evaluations. Um, you can feel anxious, overwhelmed. This is the and have a plan that includes evacuation routes, communications, whether you have a walkie-talkie or whatever, a checklist of essentials. Everybody knows what the plan is, and to practice it when you have spare time, right? Because include installing storm shutters, roof, elevating electrical systems, materials. Review your policies. Make sure you have adequate, including flood insurance if you live in the area that's prone for flooding. As I talked about, consider adjusting your coverage if you notice any gaps during the claims process. If you don't have renter's insurance or anything like that, one thing that insurance companies will never If there's a hurricane watch, then not policies. So be mindful of that. Definitely be mindful of that. Let me see what else. Having saving this could contain bottled water, non-perishable food items, first aid supplies, flashlights, forms of medications. Make sure the kit is easily accessible and updated regularly. Participate in human community cleanup efforts. Engage in advocacy for stronger building codes, better emergency preparedness, or improved public infrastructure can make the community more resilient to future hurricanes. Participating in local government. The aftermath of a hurricane can be a time of great challenge. Taking us can make a significant difference in the recovery, seeking aid, and beginning repairs in a cautious and informed manner. Individuals can of a storm. They address the mental health aspect, prepare to reconnect with the community are also important components of the process. They're devastating. Hurricanes are very devastating natural disasters, but resilience, preparation can help rebuild and strengthen these affected areas. The people and things of that nature. And then, there's the flood zones, the zones that are heavily of that nature. So, um, let me know what you guys think. Uh, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like videos on your social media platforms. See, this your man, Scream Epic. Hurt.